An unfamiliar voice there kicking off your sponsorship shout-outs there, guys. We have switched it up here. I am joined by none other than Duncan himself. What a combination. We haven't done this before, have we?
We've got Texas, we've got UK
in the building. That's EVO, baby. That's what I love about EVO, man.
And we've seen a lot of crazy matchups across the world so far. We've already seen Smug from the US lose to a Bao's Ryu from China.
Crazy. I mean,
we've seen Bonchan go down in his first round match of pools. I mean, things have already heated up pretty hard.
Was that the first match of that pool?
I believe it was the first. Don't quote me on it.
I mean, Andy OCR is a very talented individual, but I've heard that he doesn't really play that much anymore.
No, I mean, he was much more of a Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken player. So to see him still, doing it with that cheap character Bison in Street Fighter 5.
Oh my god. and we saw Haitani seconds away from being sent to loser's bracket as well, able to pull it back.
Oh yeah, just one dropped combo basically, or less than optimal combo stopped him. But right now we've got Guile versus Mika.
This is Pool B, guys. Ravenous from Canada versus Brass.
Round 1.
Should be an interesting one.
Fight.
Hope I'm saying his name right. You familiar with any of these guys, Duncan?
I am not, yeah. We're from Canada. I'm not too many of these guys play.
Love the spacing on that whiff punish for that slide.
He gets a jump in there, but unfortunately the target combo whiffs. Very nice punish on the slide. And a lot of Mika players say that this is a matchup they don't really prefer because she has no easy way to get around fireballs.
Getting in, right?
She has to be triggered.
And also the side switch situations, you can't just mash both ways. Like with Guile, you can just flash kick, doesn't matter what side you're on, so you've always got to think about that.
One thing I really liked from Ravenous there is that he neutral jumped over the man grab. I think a lot of players have a tendency to back jump away from grabs, but then you don't get the same level of punish.
It's a big deal. I mean, you have to just accept that if you're committing to that jump, you want to get the reward for it, So many times you just want to get out of there.
And Brass starts it with a hard read on the jump, but just gets a Sonic Boom instead. Ravenous really controlling the matches with booms pretty easily here.
Horrible situation here in the corner now for Brass. Needs to get out of here. Takes the bait. One more hit and he'll be stunned. Gets away with a back throw.
Instead.
Puts himself back in the corner though. Unsafe slide. Bad decisions there.
Simple jab punish. I really like Ravenous' use of the back light kick knee here. And one of his buffs in the Season 2 is actually that moves plus at max range. Really good for keeping that pressure.
Yeah, that's got some really good active frames. How plus can it be, do you know?
I think it can be up to +1.
Guile wins.
Wow, look at the seriousness there on it. Is that Ravenous on the right-hand side? He's not mucking about.
You can see a strong difference in the looks on the faces of the players right now.
It says a lot, doesn't it? It says a lot.
Round 1.
All right, we'll see if...
the issue Brass was having here is that he just couldn't get out of the corner whatsoever once he was put there.
Too quick to put himself back in there as well. Just looking for an approach now. He's it's just easy for Ravenous to see the way he's going to approach. He can do something a bit more unpredictable to get in. Get that Mika game started.
I really like that. One thing that Brass did really well there is he jumped over the light kick, knowing that Ravenous has been trying to keep the corner with that Bazooka knee.
It's a very difficult button to interrupt. Desco gets himself in, but it's throws tech. Again with the flash kick. And can't get close.
Brass's jumps have seemed more desperate than planned at this point, jumping constantly into flash kick.
Yeah, he's losing patience now. He just wants in. He just wants to get that engine started. But
there's a range where if Guile throws Sonic Boom, it's impossible to jump because he can reaction flash kick every time. And he's just jumping at that range every time.
Yeah, exactly. Punish. All right, love that. Get a full conversion there. Puts him into the corner. I like that choice. That's a quick rise. Puts himself in the corner again.
Very nice cross under. Gets himself back out.
Beautiful decisions here, and suddenly Brass gets going. Close this out here. Flash kick, it had to be. The meteor switch, that immediate punch is not converted though. And what on earth is this? Guy just loves the corner.
What he's going for there, but this is going to be a lot of damage.
Is he going to spend it? It's not going to kill. He's going to keep it.
A reset here will stun, so I think we may see one.
Oh!
Goes for all the damage he can before doing the reset, but gets caught by the wake-up V-trigger, guaranteed to come out once she hits it.
Final round.
Man, just one round. Brass having to work so hard to close that out. But to save himself one match point.
And very nice use of the dive kick there to drop out of the range of the down pierce.
Yeah, just put it in his mind, right? Just stick it out there. Let him second guess some of his anti-airs. So far, he's had way too comfortable a match anti-airing.
Right, I mean, because Mika can't blow through fireballs with any of her moves other than her super, she really needs to vary her jump timings and her jump arcs.
Carl guessing on those anti-airs. Nice drop kick. Hasn't used that much in this set. well blocked.
No punish.
Oh, big damage there. Cancels into the critical art. Mounting to climb here for Brass. Oh, he's hesitating here with the fireballs. Gets in.
Oh, I really like that to get in, but unfortunately, yeah, no matter what type of jump he did there, the flash kick will cover either the dive kick or the full jump.
It's fantastic. He's protecting Guile in all the best angles. Very comfortable win there for Ravenous from Canada. Interesting to see how those guys do here. I mean, all the nations present here this weekend, Duncan. I just met some guys from Mexico who were like, yo, man, we love you guys. I was like, Mexico, yo, this is cool, man. Like, what nation isn't represented at EVO? I mean, from your experience, I can't think of any.
I mean, a lot of Latin America, a lot of Europe, a lot of Asia, obviously the US. We got pretty much something close to wherever you're thinking of this year.
Yeah. Definitely. If it's not that exact nation, you got a nation very close to it. I think I saw 106 Japanese players are here for this EVO. I mean, that's incredible. Just them alone is a massive number.
Now, something notable is that in this wave of pools, we do have a lot of the strongest players in the entire tournament.
We got a bit lucky with this, yeah?
Both Knuckle-Dew and Punk are in this set of pools, so we might get to see them within this hour. We have, Shine, Marn, MOV, Kaba from the Dominican Republic. Tons and tons of good players here.
Wow.
And almost every pool this year has at least one, probably two, and sometimes three killers in it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, there's a couple that have been ridiculous.
I mean, Smug and Bonchan already in losers, and I'm sure you'll see a lot more of that.
And that journey as well, interestingly enough, we were talking to Smug before his game when Bonchan lost, because obviously that's the same pool, and he was like, his biggest problem is this Chinese Ryu player, but outside of that, he has a pretty convenient, not convenient, but a pretty optimistic run for a boxer player. He has, I think he had Sabin, Dao Sim, he had Filipino champ in his path, Dao Sim. Then he had another player who we didn't know too well, who was the top seed of their side. You look at that run and you think, all right, I get past Abao. Now that Bonchan's been sent to lose, I'm in a great position, but oh my goodness.
Maybe that got in his mind.
He's
like, Bonchan's in losers, all I have to do is beat this Ryu and I'm home free for a while.
I've got a
probably put some pressure on him.
Yeah, maybe put some pressure on himself there. Obviously, it's his first tournament, like you said, out here as a sponsored player for the first time. Congratulations to Smug on that. But then the heat is on to perform. He's able to survive though, still surviving in the losers bracket, had a close set with the Zangief player. We're going to get into this match in front of us now though.
We have Sudden Blackout playing versus Mr. Sun.
Sudden Blackout.
We got another Mika coming up versus Birdie. I've heard a lot of different opinions on this matchup. I think in Season 2, a lot of Mika players yet again don't like this matchup just because her whiff punish game was lost so much with the loss of the wall bounce on the forward medium punch.
The reward isn't nowhere near as high.
Birdie can kind of just have his way in neutral.
I think Birdie gives everyone that experience, almost. Yeah. The characters who can hang with Birdie in neutral, I think he loses pretty badly too.
Oh yeah, like Guile.
Yeah. He's got such annoyingly good pokes. Very difficult to whiff punish, and tons of reward.
Sudden Blackout doing a really good job converting off that can, which does indeed leave them standing, even if they hit that.
Just spend the meter for the hell of it.
And so one interesting thing about this matchup is the onus is on Armika to constantly be trying to get in. Because if she stays full screen and just tries to, poke around, Birdie will throw out the can and get in himself.
Or even worse, he'll build the VV. You don't want to fight that guy when he's in V-trigger mode. He's a completely different character.
But Sudden Blackout's been making a really good use of that V-swing.
Executioner is there for Mr.
Second quarter again, really good. Armored moves are pretty good versus Birdie because the startup on his moves is slow. So they won't get there in time to beat the 3 frames before he uses it.
Oh man, he's used, like what you said about the cans couldn't be more true. He has used that so well. Mr. just doesn't have an answer for it. In the corner again, overhead takes it. And yeah, I think it's really important if you've got active moves that have a lot of active frames, get them in these weird situations, apply the pressure to Birdie. I mean, he does have a decent wake up, but it's not his strongest area outside of V-trigger, right?
You got to knock him down though first, and I don't even know if that happened.
Good point. I mean, how does he get there?
Round 1. Fight.
I think the name is pretty appropriate. Sudden Blackout.
Not a good enough punish there.
The can again, just doesn't have an answer for it.
Sudden Blackout at this point just doesn't feel scared. Mr. San isn't threatening to jump well enough, and he's just throwing out those cans completely fearlessly.
Too far for the target combo. Don't get an appropriate punish there. Man, everything working for Sudden Blackout. It's Thunder Banana. Alright, gets himself out of the corner there. I wouldn't back away. I wouldn't back away.
Yeah, exactly. Every time he backs away, he just lets Sudden Blackout eat something else.
Alright, he's getting his face out. He's committing to that.
Can't hear the mix up.
So scared of it.
And now he's in the corner. 2 hits to armor on that one.
Ooh.
Gets into V-trigger super cluster. So the thing about doing EX bull rush into the V-trigger is, right, you get a huge combo on hit, and on block, you're plus like almost in the double digits. So it's really kind of a no-brainer in that situation to just go for it to close out the round.
Yeah, puts your opponent in a horrible situation, especially when you're a character with a command grab as well.
Just another round where we see Mr. Misterson stuck in the corner.
Nice
also
thunder.
just bar.
Oh, he's just fully committed again.
This is one of those matchups where sadly the player is just a bit outclassed.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a mismatch, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
And doesn't tag him. At this point, sudden blackout.
Hands up.
Let the win come.
The ball form. Sudden blackout. Demonstrating what does exactly what it says on the tin we say in the UK. The hat is not an inappropriate
Tim is
statement.
the hat. You're gonna have to teach me all your slang because I will not know one word.
So yeah, in the UK we say it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's basically if you've got a tin that says, you know, I'm a white paint, I'm white paint. That's it. His tin says I'm the greatest, and yeah, he just absolutely annihilated his opponent. So
I really did like his play because he stayed at that range where Birdie's pokes are just longer than everybody else's, and no one else can get in. And because his opponent was so scared to poke, he was able to throw down the can, throw down the banana, and follow up after that.
I love that as well. I think I say this all the time, and I never get bored of saying it. There are so many strategies that could be considered illegitimate at a high level. You know, a lot of people will say fraudulent and this and that and the other. You know what? If your opponent is, I mean, sticking out that many cans in a round against Mika isn't actually the way you're going to beat Mika.
Right.
But if your opponent isn't finding the answers for it, just keep doing it.
Well, that's the skill in of itself, is adapting to the situation.
That's
if your
it.
opponent, I mean, even some of the strongest players in the world sometimes don't know, you know, that move's punishable or that move is going to make the next move in the block string whiff. So if you find out it works, I mean, sometimes you just got to do it. It's EVO, man.
And as well as
double
knowing,
elimination,
there you go,
2,000
man.
people. You gotta get through there, whether you're throwing dirty punches and kicks or not.
That's it, man. You got to be ready, man.
And there's someone I
Check this guy
recognize.
out. One of your homeboys?
Well, I meant the guy next to him, former EVO champion, Red Bull Luffy.
Allez, Luffy, all the way from France.
Unfortunately, I have no idea who his opponent is, but I do know that his handle is Seawise.
Okay, okay. Never come across him before. Luffy, of course, from France. Seawise, I'm guessing, here from the USA.
Now, I'm always intrigued watching Luffy because I think I've seen him say after 4 tournaments he was going to drop Mika. And I still haven't seen him do it.
That dilemma continues.
That
I
dilemma
think for him,
continues?
it's the control that he misses because, you know, from Street Fighter 4, even when he did get absolutely obliterated at times, he had a very risk-averse character choice, you know? And he could play the match in a way where his opponent would have to work to get in and, you know, then really punish him. But he also had a really good rush down. Whereas Mika just has kind of like the rush down tool. She's not really that great at zoning for me. I mean, I've seen Fudo do some amazing keep-out game, but that isn't really where she's the strongest. For him, it doesn't feel comfortable what he's used to.
It's been interesting for me because a lot of these guys, you know, Fudo, Luffy played those super spacing control characters you talked about before in Street Fighter 4, and they've come on to this mix-up goddess that is our Mika.
So crazy.
But, you know, despite the fact that sometimes he feels bad about her, Luffy has had extremely good placings, made the Capcom Cup, all that. Very great player, and likely a favorite to win this bowl.
Switch up that stage. I'll tell you what, I think people are sleeping hard on Alex. What's your opinion on Alex? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not exactly a tournament-winning character, but Street Fighter 5's got to be one of the most balanced
Here's how I feel about Alex, right? I think Alex is one of the worst characters in the game. But I don't think that means that much.
That doesn't mean that much in this game, exactly.
Because I
actually
think
agree
that
with
despite Alex's a variety of weaknesses, what he has is explosive power, right? He has mix-ups that lead into mix-ups. He has high damage. He has gimmicky stuff that if you're not looking for will blow you up. It's very easy to lose to Alex, even though in a first to 20, you know, he loses a lot of that luster.
You still have that feeling when you lose to Alex that Hold on, I didn't do too much wrong there. That can happen to you.
Of course.
The character's capable of making you feel like that. He's a threat, you know? Especially in these 2 out of 3 sets.
We saw Ryu, who some people are calling bottom 3, just take out one of the best Balrogs in the world. You can win in this game with different characters.
Yeah, the characters are there. Everyone's wild.
Fortunately, whips a command grab, and Luffy gets the max punish.
It started off really well there, did C-Wise.
Oh, and the
medium punch gets hit for
whipping,
it.
it's bad.
Luffy loves the one-hit stun. Oh, bad choice.
I really like spending the V trigger there because if that mix-up hits, you're winning the round.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely go for
So
it.
put everything into that stun. You know, put everything you possibly can.
It's an incredibly scary situation, man. When she calls them the disco and you're in that block stun and she's close enough to command grab you as well. And Luffy has this thing where he has to one-hit reset you. He loves that. He'll always get a one-hit reset on the stun because if he gets that, he gets the maximum damage on the following combo. Critical art, gonna take it.
I've noticed something about Luffy, which is that if he recognizes that he feels he's stronger than his opponent, or maybe it's an early pools match, he plays a lot more aggressively than he
and a
may
lot more
otherwise.
disrespectfully as well. He's been like that for a long time. Yeah, he will abuse the crap out of his opponent, almost as if to say, you know, get good, bro, get good. I'm gonna keep doing this, man. Do something about it. I think he gets a kick out of it as well. It revs him up, you know.
Round 1.
Puts him in the zone.
Fight.
See if C-Wise has anything to say about
C-Wise
it.
did have a really good start to his
Great
first
start.
round, so let's see if he can continue to zone him out like that. Unfortunately, he just hasn't really been trying to get out of Luffy's pressure enough, leading to all these command grabs hitting.
Couple nice changes there for Alex. Some of those safe elbows. Big difference in his attack game.
Getting that block really sucks because you have to hold the stand like kick target combo or command grab mix afterwards.
So scary.
It gets thrown in his dash up. Alex is one of the slower dashes in the game.
All right. I like that V reversal from Luffy.
And one more hit from Luffy could easily spell death. Very nice parry, but that's punishable. Instead gets the V reversal.
He landed a few parries there, just didn't have the appropriate follow.
Yeah, we saw him cancel the parry and go into a jab instead of getting the full combo. We saw him cancel and go into nothing. I feel like he has the right idea, but he's just playing a little too slow. Okay, very nice punish. And one of the strong things you saw about there from Luffy is that Mika's down medium punch leads into a mix-up, making it one of the scarier anti-airs in the game.
So good, just gets you in that scenario. Just hesitates to jump in her, and this is the character that kind of jumps on you for free with her mix-up.
Again, that down
I told you, he loves it. One hit stun, he always goes for it. If you're a hit away from stun and you're in the middle of a combo, just expect a reset from Luffy every time.
He definitely did that to me back in South by Southwest.
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt the pain there from CY.
It's the most
he
painful
got
move.
absolutely annihilated in that match.
It's such a massive reward because there's no scaling on that following combo. The command grab, unblockable, no scaling, massive damage, and then he gets a full combo to follow up with. Very impressive there from Luffy. I mean, there's some other killers that you mentioned in and around.
Oh yeah,
these
there's
pools
tons of
that
killers,
we're
and there's some pools here. You know, there's one killer, but there's some where there's 3 or 4. So hopefully we'll get to see some of those matchups a little later on in the pools.
Yeah, can't wait. Right, we're gonna get straight into the next game. Axel uses these OG RLBS.
So RLBS is actually, from what I understand, a pretty dang good Ibuki from Next Level.
Yeah.
And you've seen him take games off the usual suspects.
Oh,
there
I've seen him play. I've seen him play.
You know, he's taking games off Smug. He's taking games off John B. He's taking games off a lot of those guys. So he's definitely a name to watch out for.
That whole scene right now is just ridiculous.
And his pool is actually pretty tricky, if I remember correctly. I think he's in a pool with Nick Tanella and Tokido.
Ooh.
So that's 3 guys who, you know, all know, at least know all their combos.
Exactly.
At least.
Yeah. Not like some of the ones we've been seeing so far, right? He's going to step up, guys. This is early stage pools.
Round 1.
All right, we're going to get into this. Don't know much about his opponent. I'll tell you
Do
now,
not
the
know
player
much. We know
one-sided.
he's playing Jury. That's another character that a lot of people, you know, don't think is as strong. Versus Ibuki, easily one of the strongest characters in the game.
I mean, if what you're saying is true, I think this win streak on the left-hand side, player one side, could be coming to an end.
So Axel pretty easily getting charges versus RLBS, who isn't really rushing him down too hard.
It's an important part of fighting Jury, but sometimes she'll bait you in. Got to be careful how you approach. Don't want her to build up too many of those projectiles.
That really is what separates a good Jury from a bad one, is whether or not they're able to ascertain those charges safely. Because obviously, if you never get them, she's just a weak character. But with them, you know, she starts to get pretty scary.
Landed about 3 cross counters already. Hasn't really capitalized on any so far, Axel. It's actually RLBS who has the life lead.
I really like the way RLBS used that V reversal there. He used it after Axel used all the charges and the V trigger to expend all those resources and then get out.
Gets thrown though.
Yeah, after that overhead, she's -2, so not punishable, but you get your own mix-up
Exactly,
back.
you take your turn, especially when she's got no meter. Don't let her get anything going. Closes it out. Good round from Axel. A few moments of hesitation there from RLBS. I think I also like the V reversal decisions, but I wasn't able to turn it into momentum.
Well, he's been spending his meter in weird ways and just not getting anything off of it. Meanwhile, Axel's sitting on a full bar. Gets the crush counter. Overhead blocked again, and the throw lands again.
Yeah, he's too scared to take after that. Finally lands the EX though.
And here's that patent to the Buki mix-up. That's what everyone hates.
So legit. Does that mean you like it? Into the stand like it baits out the reversal as well.
I really like that. Axel had come off a round win, right? And so RLBS figures, you know, this guy's feeling confident. Maybe he'll DP here, gets the bait. And now we're going pretty even into the last round.
Well, he was committing to his EX kunai in the first round. And another one, there you go. Because if it hits, if it blocks, she's in a great situation. And I think we criticized it a little, but it just goes to show, stick to your game plan.
Well, the great thing about using the EX kunai at the start of the round there is a lot of juries want to get that charge off right at the beginning. They want to get that fireball, get their game plan going, and he shoots the kunai and just says, no, you're not.
Good block that time on the cross underneath. Oh, knocked down. Safe jump. Got that string.
Right there, it catches him full screen. Those kunai so good at stopping the charges.
Gotta be careful with Juri though, she does have answers. Activation. Backs away.
Still has 2 V reversals left. RLBS mostly been opting for that over the V trigger. We'll see if he uses it here.
Really patient defense there, just no tech at all. Just a jab in the middle. That's a link.
And all of Ibuki's moves so plus stringing into each other. Medium punch, medium punch, down, medium kick.
She can bring this back here. Nice jump away though from RLBS. Keeps himself alive.
RLBS down to only 2 kunai and no meter. 1 kunai left at this point, so Axel does not have to worry about charges at very full screen.
Let's get something going here. The V reversals though.
And that is indeed punishable. So really nice frame of mind there from RLBS to get the punish on that medium Fuhajin.
Fully committed to that, didn't he? Was hoping he press a button in between.
And so a situation we saw there, and you're going to see a lot with Ibuki, is she throws the EX kunai in the block string, and then she dashes. She's +2, and what that means for people who run the exact frame data is that she gets a throw or a hit mix-up perfectly. And
Yeah, right in your face, every time. So very, very, and I'll tell you what's even more interesting. She's got the perfect high jump EX kunai on block. She can do a command dash behind it, +1.
So dirty, man.
She's got some serious tricks. I mean, that EX kunai is probably her best tool. On hit and on block, it leads to some fantastic situations for her.
Unfortunately, the anti-air goes under there. Axel, putting himself in the corner and getting punished.
Yeah, wasn't expecting it to block
That's
that.
about as bad as you could do.
Frame Trap City right now.
Oh, goes over the V reversal and gets the punish. Very nice.
At the count hit, resets it. One more's going to do it.
Oh, gets thrown out of his own shimmy.
Wake up like Kazagiri. 3 frames.
How hard is that when you go for the shimmy and then press it a little too early and you just get thrown yourself?
It's the worst thing ever.
It's the worst thing ever.
They're doing exactly what you want them to do.
And yet again, EX kunais him out of the charge. RLBS knows exactly when Axel wants to store those Fuhajins and is stopping him from anywhere he can.
He's getting more and more comfortable the longer the set goes on. Cross counter.
He's been getting a lot of use out of
the
Ibuki's heavier buttons.
Love how slow and precise his block strings are as well. Not confirming off all of them, but he's making his opponent feel uncomfortable.
So that's actually really dirty there.
Big punish. Another comeback
That's a frame
needed.
trap. This time RBS doesn't bite. One more low medium kick will take it.
That kunai there. Ooh, good block.
He has that one kunai to stop those Fuhajin stores.
And to end the round, that's unsafe, not punished. Oh, he's going to get a critical lock.
Is this going to kill 900 health?
950, she'll just about survive.
Oh, yes, you're
that
right.
buff counts so much in that scenario, doesn't it?
And that +1 you talked about.
Oh, so good.
Man. Really good from RLBS there, knowing that Juri does not have good anti-airs from that range to stop that kunai. He knows he can get in for free. He knows he can do one more mix-up to win the match.
Such a good get-in answer. Really good play there. I quite enjoyed that. There were moments there where it looked like RLBS was not going to take it away. Started hesitating, but in the end, had the composure to block and see.
One cool trick I want to point out there that Axel was using with Juri is that Juri's standing heavy kick is actually punishable on block, but in V-trigger, she can cancel it into the heavy Fuhajin.
Yeah.
And that's a frame trap. So he caught
I've been hit by that
RLBS
many times, by the way.
trying to punish that stand heavy kick like 3 or 4 times doing that.
Really
A
good
little bit
tactic,
gimmicky,
yeah.
but also scary.
But then afterwards, she can make that string that follows safe.
Oh yeah, she can make it
Fireball,
totally
so as long
safe.
as you're not
Once she's in V
interrupting.
trigger, yeah, you pretty much have to hold her safely.
Yeah, you just got to accept it. Just block and just block it out. Which actually ROBS did really well. There's one point he was in the corner and he was blocking for a good 5 or 6 seconds. Those moments, they count a lot in the end.
The big turnaround he made, and you mentioned this during the match, is really that at some point he just stopped letting Axel get those buffs.
Yeah.
Because Jury obviously is based on storing 3 different moves: the fireball, the jumping kick, and the 2 double kicks.
Yeah.
At which point, you know, without them, she just isn't strong enough.
Yeah, he varied his approach really well. At times he was command dashing in, then every now and then he'd just throw out that jump EX kunai, which is obviously what you know Buki's going to look for, but he just did it at times when his opponent wasn't ready. He
Right,
mixed it out
totally.
really well. Really impressed there. We'll look forward to see how RLBS does in that pool, because obviously you said he's been doing pretty good in his weekly. He's playing a very strong character.
People are saying, though, that Tokido is like a monster right now, and monster more than he's normally a monster.
Yeah, I heard some rumors, man. I don't know how true they are.
He's
but
been staying in California, and people are just saying that
was
they
10-0 guys,
they
right?
can't even describe what he was doing because they don't even know.
That's crazy. I mean, we got Sacco, who I reckon at one point, not so long ago, Sacco is definitely the Akuma to
Right.
watch out for. From what I heard from this week of him being in California and all the sessions he's been going to and the results that have been coming out against the very best players that we have attending, it's pretty frightening to think that.
There's actually one more Akuma you have to watch out for, too, and his name is Sandbag. He's a master rank Akuma player online from Japan. And so
Sandbag
he's
from
at this
Japan.
tournament, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know him.
I
I
think
don't
he
know.
actually recently did well in an offline tournament, but don't quote me on that. But he is at EVO
There's so many
and
killers
real
there.
scary.
And of course you got, I mean, while we're on the topic of really solid players just coming out to this EVO, probably some of their first ever offline events, you got Idom coming down from NLPC,
Yeah.
who has been so dominant there and finally able to get out to an event. I was talking to Papa Tiwawa, the guy that actually made me aware. He said his pool is a nightmare because he has Mena. And then he said if he beats Mena, he's got Idom. And I was
Oh,
like,
God.
man, dude. And you know, these Japanese guys, man, they pay a lot of attention to
Oh,
LBC,
yeah.
Wednesday Night Fights. They do their homework. They know who the ones to watch out for are. So they saw that name and they knew exactly who he was. And you know, Papa Tiwa was like, "Oh man, screw my."
No,
life."
I mean, I'll see people, I'll see some of these Japanese players with their phones open on YouTube videos of like the 7th best player in the pool.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they go in. They go in. No-
That reminds me of at Red Bull, there was that guy Fluxed Wave
Yeah.
who had notes on every single player in the entire tournament.
fully in detail.
And he did real well. He went like 11-2 or something insane like that. Anyhow, we have Knuckledew here. Knuckledew, I've seen him pick weirder characters early in pools a few times, but this time it looks like he's going with Guile.
Yeah, looks like his opponent's earned his respect very early on. I'm not sure who Spearsmo is. How'd you say that?
I'm not sure. Spears
Mo?
Demo?
That's
Spears
so hard
Mado.
to- Why is there an M there? I would have been Spears though.
I don't think that works, at least in English.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe Spears MDO.
anyhow, Guile, actually one of the few recipients. You know, patch 2.1 wasn't super major, right? Most characters are around the same place in the tier list. And I'd argue Guile's in a pretty similar spot, but he got a few notable nerfs. Specifically, his V-trigger's now 3 bars instead of 2. He can't get as big of a combo off of his upside down kick, and a few other small things.
Yeah, some of that stuff reverting back to season 1. Still very much a character to look out for. And a frustration. I think he's one of the most risk-averse characters in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Play the game a different way to everyone else.
So this matchup can actually be pretty tricky, and I know a lot of Guile players have problems with Nikali because Nikali can size mode to get around the booms anywhere on the screen meterlessly. So it's really, really scary to ever throw boom.
Wow, Super sweeps that a lot. Sweeping another one.
Unfortunately, Spider-Man. Oh, and this is Spider-Man whisked in front of him, so Dew was looking for the block stun, which never came.
Okay. Doesn't look like Spears and Dome. I'm trying to say that name. Is fully ready for this kind of matchup. What a first match for him. Some of these guys at EVO for the first time ever. Imagine that. Your first game. None of us former champ.
The way Nikali has to play this matchup is super read heavy around the boom. We just have not seen that yet. We've seen a lot of jumping, we've seen a lot of mashing, but not what he needs to do to stop Knuckledew from zoning him out.
Yeah, strategically, he doesn't look too familiar with the way Nikali can make this matchup uncomfortable in the guard.
And what you saw Dew do there is walk out of the Seismo and then throw the boom. Because obviously once he's thrown the Seismo, he's in recovery. Boom is totally safe to throw.
Knuckledew very similar to Luffy in that when he finds a weakness in his opponent, he can become very disrespectful as well.
However,
in fact, even when his opponent's giving him trouble, he can be very disrespectful.
We saw him be disrespectful in grand finals of the Capcom Cup, man.
Yeah, right. New generation dunking, man, honestly. These kids got no respect. Gonna go to the critical art? Yes, he will.
It's going to be close. I don't think it'll kill, but, you know, I've been wrong before. The mix-up here. Oh!
That was so weird. That startup animation looked like it was going to be a jump.
Guile wins.
So I'm guessing he tried to DP there, probably got punished by the knee after doing the V-trigger. You have a couple frames where you can still be hit after doing that V-trigger.
Man, I'm loving Spears with this expression, man. He's just like, man, I just lost the Knuckle Dude. He's just so happy about it. You know? I'm here at EVO, man. I'm on a big stage. I'm playing Knuckle Dude.
I mean, that's got to be something else, right? When you look into your pool and your first match is that dude who, you know, just won the Capcom Cup. Really nice string here from Do. Already almost has him stunned. And this might do it. No, one more hit.
The reversal. That'll be the end of this round.
That's got to hurt for Spears and Do. You know, you just feel like this guy knows you better than you know yourself.
Yeah. In his head there. But again, I reckon he's probably smiling even harder now than he was in the previous round.
Fight.
I just got hit by Knuckle Dude, senpai.
So ready. In the corner again.
All right, and Do really showing off those standing light kick cancels here. I think a lot of people underestimate the level of execution Knuckle Dude has. A lot of the stuff he does, despite being with Guile, who a lot of people consider, you know, just a pure neutral character, is really difficult. Canceling standing light kick into Sonic Boom.
He's the only guy that does that. He's the only guy that does that.
Guile wins.
Standing light kick into Sonic Boom or into flash kick requires you to charge, let go of the charge for like one specific frame, and then continue on with the move.
Well,
it's really difficult.
Not only is it really difficult to do that, but how difficult is it to consistently whiff punish in this game? I mean, don't get me wrong, you can do it, especially when you're at this kid's level. But I've seen him use that particular technique in whiff punish scenarios.
It's incredible because it's Guile's longest 4-frame move, right? So it actually lets him tag things, and it hits the ground. So it lets him catch lows and catch the recovery of sweeps and medium kicks in a way that he couldn't do otherwise. So, you know, it's really, really hard, but it's necessary to bring that character to Capcom Cup winning level.
Yeah, absolutely. To get that maximum damage, I mean, what would you get if you weren't doing that flash kick technique and there was an unsafe button that was about that distance?
You just get stand light kick. You just get 40 damage or whatever.
So really impressive from Knuckle Dude to implement that. Still waiting to see all the other guys do that. That's a really impressive technique.
And he uses it into Sonic Boom in the corner. He uses it into flash kick mid-screen. I've seen him do it into super. Better start practicing.
Yeah, stand light kick straight super. I've seen that too. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, mate. He's so impressive, that Knuckle Dude fella.
So it looks like sat down we have Cyclops' Dogura versus Silos.
Good old Dogura, man. I mean, he is something else. I mean, who is he maining now, though? Because
he's playing Urien at this point mostly, is what we've seen. Because when Street Fighter V came out, we saw him still taking Guilty Gear and BlazBlue a bit more seriously. He picked Bison for a little while, moved away from that. We saw him play Nikali, moved away from that. But then with Season 2 release and Urien's buffs, this character is just Dogura's dream. He always plays super bullying characters.
Yeah.
You know, he plays Sin and Raven in Guilty Gear. He plays Azrael and BlazBlue. And in this game, he plays Urien, who is, you know, doing safe on block tackles in your face, plus on block.
He also played Dictator in Street Fighter 4, who could be extremely bullying as well. So it makes sense that he plays a character who can shut down the space, put you in these situations where you have to make these decisions in a very short space of time, continuing in that fashion. I'm not sure what Dogura's doing here. His opponent laughing there. I'm not sure what's going on there, guys. Dogura gone to get something for his stick, or I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe he got a stick. Maybe he got a drink. Maybe he's got to go play Guilty Gear. I don't know what he's
Lucky Charm or something. You know?
Hopefully not play Guilty Gear, because hopefully he's playing Street Fighter V right now.
I think what really fascinates me is guys like Dogura have been around so long on so many different titles, winning as well. Sorry, we're just getting an update there. What was that?
I think he said it's a problem with his stick.
Okay,
so we're still waiting on Dogura to hopefully get that fixed, or maybe get another stick.
Like, if this was anyone else, we'd be talking about how nerve-wracking that could be. But when you think of someone like Dogura who's been around for so long, you don't say that. But actually, when you actually get up there, I can't remember what player it was. Really, I think it was Itazan. Super high-level Zangief. I actually got to see his hands during the game.
Are they trembling?
He was shaking like crazy.
They were shaking.
Who was it again? This was in France against Haitani. When he was in the winner's side and Haitani had just reset the bracket. We walked past and we just saw his hands. Like, you know, these guys are human, man. These guys are so talented. But they're human.
Oh,
They-
yeah,
they-
there's a
they
few
feel it
players
too,
who are
man.
even known for their nerves over there. I think a lot of people, attributed Japanese to our, our gods.
Yeah,
People
just
who never
calm.
get nervous. But Mago is someone who has admitted himself that he has a big problem with nerves. Oftentimes, perfects everyone, gets to top 32 and loses from there.
Oh yeah, he's the absolute king in exhibition matches outside the tournament. Like he'll be on like 50-game win streaks outside of the tournament. Tournament starts, same player, he beat 50-0.
But everyone on the planet can get nervous, Femi.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people need to remember. That moment that just happened to Dogura. I hope they don't affect him too much, but that could rattle a player.
I don't think Dogger is too nervous. That's my personal take on this.
Yeah,
right
he's not
now.
one of them. He's one of the typical stereotypical, Japanese god. Just doesn't feel it. Just doesn't feel it.
Now, Dogger, unfortunately, his most famous EVO moment in recent memory is maybe losing after going up 2-0 twice in Blaze Blue
Blaze
Grand
Blue,
Finals.
Blaze Blue.
So hopefully he can keep it together
There's
here.
that massive pot that year as well.
Yeah,
wasn't there?
it was a
my
big
God.
pot. Him and his girlfriend were quite upset. As you would be if you lost that much money. Now, Urien, like Guile, I said before, is one of those few characters who received a handful of nerfs in patch 2.1. His down medium kick is now disadvantageous instead of advantageous on block. As well, his EX shoulder tackle is now minus instead of even.
These things sound like rational changes, Anything with that much range usually isn't going to be plus. And anything that brings you forward to your opponent so easily usually isn't going to be plus. So, I don't think the Urians are too upset about those changes.
No, I think most Urien players feel he's around the same strength he was before. All right, now after keeping Silos in the corner, Dogura is now actually in a disadvantageous situation.
Had the armor charged up there. Wow, that makes a difference in that situation. There's the EX chariot tackle. Everybody's worst nightmare against Urian. When's he going to do it? When's he going to do it? He's not going to... he did it.
Now that armored headbutt you mentioned is a really good reversal because it's actually safe on block, right?
And isn't it also like flexible throws as well?
Yes, instantly airborne. Really good wake-up option, but you need that V-skill first. All right, I'm really liking Silos' pressure here in the corner then.
Yeah, this is really good spacing. I love the way he backs away there. Base had to stand for him, punishes too.
Corner there. Jab walks up and gets mashed out, unfortunately. This is the battle of the characters without the three-framers.
What's up?
Oh, no. Dogger's got some crazy mix. He could probably combo off this. Yes, exactly.
Oh, my
space.
days. Dogger up. What the hell was that? Oh, my goodness.
These Urien players just
He's an animal.
I don't know if they live in training mode. If they don't live on training mode, they live on Twitter, piggybacking off someone else's training mode. But that set of mirrors wasn't just him blocking off space. It was he knew when he landed that throw, he would bounce off the mirror in such a way that he gets that down fierce into that bajillion damage combo.
Down fierce into Hansen into headbutt, into down fierce again, into EX fireball, into EX. That was disgusting. Oh my God.
And I think that second mirror used in a combo or setup is the best way to use it because it has way less frame advantage when canceled too. So you really just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, you need to just get it out. Very simple, identical to Ibuki actually. You need to get it out in a way that puts your opponent in a situation where they have to make a guess, whether it's a side switch or a throw, and you just make it count for the most damage possible. I mean, all that inflicted upon Silos just for not taking a throw.
Now, Silos has actually made these matches a lot closer than what we've seen so far in these pools, so hopefully we can bring it back.
Looking good that round. Let's wake up like Tatsu, gets him back in this match. This round.
Really nice. There goes into a block string and then catches Dogger walking backwards with a low.
Great use of the fireball as well. Blocks
-2
out
here.
this time.
Uses his advantage.
It's the V trigger. No V reverse. Let's take it. That's the react. Oh,
Okay.
What? A mistake?
Totally missed that combo for sure.
That was such a good activation.
So that activation there it's really hard to see, but if he
Unsafe, right?
activates into the second V trigger, it's pretty much always punishment.
It's just he wasn't ready because he did it after the plus frame.
You're so scared, man. You're just sitting there watching Urien do like any of his 97 good normals.
Man, he's had moments, Silos. He's had them. Just hasn't been able to close out. And Dogura again able to switch things up. Now put Silos in the corner. Hard knockdown. The mix up. What side?
Really good there. If he had not done the light toss, he would have stayed in front. So that's a 50-50.
Oh, bad fireball.
Perfect read on the fireball.
Save the critical up.
One more hit will definitely kill.
It's out.
Okay, gets the corner.
That's it. Man.
And yet another 4-round match in our pools.
That one a lot closer than the last few. There were some really good moments there for Silos.
One of my favorite you pointed
Too
out, which
efficient.
was Silos had been doing a block string on Dogger in the corner, and then he backdashed, which put him at the perfect spacing to DP the jump out of the corner
Yeah,
that
I love
Dogger
that.
had been
I love
doing.
that space control, yeah. He'd anticipated that set him up for it and then put him in the scenario.
Unfortunately, Dogger the type of player who did it like 6 more
Yeah,
times,
he'll
and
do
that
it.
back
He'll
dash
do it.
wasn't
He'll
coming.
keep doing
Yeah.
it. Don't be fooled. Don't think you can condition these guys. I think in Street Fighter 5, one of the biggest mistakes you can think of is if you punish someone 3 or 4 times, to think they're not going to do it again.
Well, right,
Biggest
there's not
mistake.
that many options in this game, right? So if you only have 3 or 4, even if you get punished for it, you have to do it again at some point.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? The highest level players won't even wait.
No, they just do it right
Same
away.
scenario, they'll do it straight away. And you know what? It throws a lot of people off.
And there's really 2 types of ways to look about it. You have some of the best players play very conservatively with it, and they just take the best risk-reward option, and they always play that way. And then you have, like, the knuckle dudes who take whichever option they think might hit.
Yeah, and they commit as well.
They commit as well.
You have to commit to your choices in this game. Don't hesitate. Make it count. We saw that with Doggerat. He got punished big time for jumping out the corner. Did it another 3 times in a row afterwards and won the set.
And I think we're actually heading on to a break. We're going to be bringing on Seth Killian, as well as I think James Chen. Don't quote me on that one.
We've got some juicy matches coming up for you guys after that break as well. So keep it locked and loaded here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. If that is the end of our lovely journey, it has been a sincere pleasure. Really impressive there.
Well, thank you, and same to you.
Donkey.
That's what the girls call me at the club, right?
Oh, nice, of course.
That's what you said.
I can imagine.